Are you treating your business as an entrepreneur and running it, or are you just another salesperson chasing a check? If you're in the real estate industry, whether you're a lender, a real estate agent, a broker owner, the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you actually running your business from an entrepreneurial mindset, or are you letting it run you? And you know exactly what I'm talking about, the peaks and valleys of this business. When you go up and then you go down and you wonder where your next client is going to come from. Well, in this week's video, what I'm going to break down for you is to show you how to run a business, and I'll show you the actual business marketing model that'll keep clients coming into you consistently so that you can avoid all of that. Better yet, enjoy why you got into this business in the first place. My name is Mike Cuevas with Sweet Assist, and what we're gonna do on this video is I'm gonna walk you through a business model that I call attract and retain formula. And what this is going to do is it's gonna break down a 5,000 foot view of how to approach your business. So this is gonna involve everything between marketing your business for referrals, lead generation, and then also transactional marketing, which is really the secret sauce. So I'm gonna go dive into my computer right here and we're gonna walk you through it on this week's video. What's up, guys? What you see right in front of you is a universal business plan marketing model for any real estate agent and or lender. And what I'm gonna do is break down the top three, or the three areas of marketing that really this business comes down to. So what I'm gonna do is walk you through this right now. And we're gonna go through, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk you through right here, and we're gonna start with going through the two different types of clients or business that will lead to more clients for you. And what it comes down to is lead generation versus marketing, referral marketing, and other different things like that. So what I really wanna break down for you here is what is the difference of them? And there is a major difference. And the reality is that every single agent, lender, you should be doing both of these different activities. So what I'm going to start here is in the top right-hand quadrant. The vast majority of business for any real estate agent or lender is going to come through the form of referrals. And that's because this is a very highly emotional purchase decision, and people want to do business with someone that they know, like, and trust. So the very first thing that you're going to see is that every single person in real estate needs to have a marketing system set up so that they can remain in front of those referral sources, because that's where the vast majority of business is. I'm not saying don't attempt lead generation, and we're gonna get there in just a minute. What I am saying is that when you have people that you're nurturing, relationships you're staying in front of, you will start attracting more business, because the stats show that 10 to 15% of all the relationships you know, or the people that you know in life, well, they're moving this year, but 100% of them have a referral for you. So one of the things that we always teach and preach is you have to stay and take on an omnipresent approach to marketing all of the relationships you have in life, because every single person lives somewhere. Now, when we break this down into three different forms or channels of marketing. And the people that will be receiving, or that this marketing is intended to, is anyone you'd invite to your wedding or funeral. These are people that you would expect to do referral business. In other words, if you were to log on to Facebook and found relationship you had, past client, friend, classmate, and if they used another agent or lender without you and you were very angry about it, well, you should be marketing them or staying on top of them. We call it client nurturing, database nurturing. Now, the very first channel you're gonna see up here is direct mail. Direct mail to your database has a 100% deliverability rate. Everybody should be farming their database versus strangers. Because of that database, about 10 to 15% of them will be moving, and 100% of them will have a referral for you. Those numbers are gonna be true for your email marketing and for your social media marketing. So we recommend one direct mail touch a month to your list of relationships, 1.5 video email touches a month to your list of relationships, and anywhere between 10 to 15 different social media reminders in many forms. It could be imagery, it could be videos, reels, long form videos, whatever it is, social media content. But what happens is that as long as you take on an omni-channel approach, people start seeing you everywhere all of the time. And when you hear the word real estate and you're farming people through multiple channels, well, they remember who you are, and more likely than if you don't do this. Now, what really happens though when you're actually nurturing a database of people? Well, over the course of the next 12 months, a certain percentage of these people will raise their hands, either needing your services directly because 10 to 15% of them are moving, or 100% of them have a referral for you. Regardless of how somebody interacts with you or comes to you needing your services, when they do, you take them into your next marketing system, which we like to call transactional marketing. You see, the way in your service and the way that you work with people is really demonstrated by how you make them feel throughout the transaction. And that's where transactional marketing comes in, because regardless if a lead or potential client came to you from Zillow or some kind of lead generation activity or prospecting or a referral, you still have a process that you would put them through to create a customer experience that would make you more referable. Now, some of the things I'm talking about right here are like some of the obvious things, such as getting your client closing gifts, to asking for referrals throughout the course of the transaction, to the way that you show properties, to the way you handle your contracts. Everything that you do within your transactional marketing system is defined as the experience you provide, because it's during the course of the transaction that you have the highest likelihood to receive additional referrals from the client you're working with. And the reason that is so important is because when someone's buying or selling a house, or they're moving, or they're any type of real estate transaction, it's a very emotional process, and they're having many conversations about it. Therefore, that's why you see so many people generate referrals from the clients they're already working with during the transaction. And this is something not to be taken lightly, because the goal of every single transaction should not be to sell that person a house. That should be the first or the third goal. The goal of every transaction should be, one, to please the client that you're working with. Make them think that you are the best person for the job every single day that they're working with you. Number two is to generate referral business from them during the transaction, because that's the highest likelihood you're ever going to get it. And then number three is to go ahead and sell them a house. Because regardless of how you interact or how you serve your clients, when you get done with a client, they go right back into this wheel of nurturing for referral business and repeat business. And what we're really doing here is we're building an audience through a direct mail, email, and social media presence, so we can consistently nurture them. Now, on the other hand, you may be working a bunch of lead generation systems or prospecting systems, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my advice is to get good at doing one of those at a time, because this is something in the top right quadrant here that you should always be doing. You should always be referral marketing, and you should be prospecting and generating leads wherever you can. However, don't spread yourself through thin. Focus on one lead generation activity at a time until it turns a positive ROI, because what really happens is that lead generation, cold marketing, prospects is going to typically take a lot more. It's going to cost a lot more money. It's going to require an investment in any aspect, and it's going to require a lot of time. But even when you have a lead, even when you find a new client from somebody you've never met before, and they're completely cold, they're not coming from a warm source, well, you still need to take them back into your transactional marketing process to wow them with your level of experience, because when you get done selling them a house, you're going to put them right back into your referral and repeat business marketing. You see, real estate in general is a giant popularity contest, and the agent that has the most amount of eyeballs, attention, clients, and people that know who they are and what they do for a living, well, that agent is usually the top performing agent within the market. Doesn't mean they're the best agent, doesn't mean they're the most honorable agent, doesn't mean anything else. However, they are the most popular agent, and that's what I want to make sure you understand. So when you look at this graph here, I want you to look at your own business and ask yourself, do you have any marketing systems set up that are nurturing the past relationships you have and current, that are reminding them you're in real estate? And if not, why not? Because this is where over 65% of business is going to come from. And if you're not doing anything in this top right quadrant to encourage more referrals and repeat business, well, your business and your brand isn't that referable to begin with. Now, the same aspect in lead generation. Look at your lead generation efforts. Focus on one lead generation activity at a time. Perfect that. Turn in a positive return on investment with it before you turn on another source of lead generation. But before you start nurturing your network and before you start generating a bunch of leads from people you don't know, define your process. Define what type of closing gifts you're going to get. Define what type of how you're going to make people feel when they work with you. And this involves everything from the way you do your first consultation all the way to the time you get to the closing table. How are you generating referral or testimonials? Those are super important for marketing. So I don't want you to only think that the only thing you can do here is just generate business, because the most business is generated with how you make them feel during the course of the transaction, because you're gonna not only become more referable and attract more referrals during the course of transactions with other clients, but the better experience you provide, the more likely they're gonna come back to you for repeat business. The average person buys 3 to 5 houses over the course of their lifetime. So don't spike the football when you sell that house or you get paid at the closing table. You spike that football after you get your 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th referral from that same individual you sold a house to 10 to 15 years ago. That's how you play the long game in real estate. So take the time, look at your business and see what you're really doing. What is it that makes you different? How are you staying in front of past clients? Because ultimately, if you're not setting up the systems within your business to allow it to scale and eventually bring people underneath you, you're just another salesperson chasing a check. If you like everything you saw here, I want you to go ahead and check out referralsuite.com if you're an agent. And if you're a broker, go ahead and check out suiteassist.com. If you agree with the principles we laid out in here, both of those platforms will help you take the model I just outlined and make it a reality into your business in no time. Don't forget to check out the rest of the content on our channel and make sure you subscribe above. My name is Mike Cuevas, Suite Assist.